You talk too much, and it's not because you're arrogant. It's because you're excited. You get a new goal, a new plan, a new vision, and your mouth starts celebrating before your hands start working. You announce it, you post it, you tell friends, tell family, you tell people who don't even care. And then the plan dies quietly. Not because you weren't capable, because you exposed it too early. So let me ask you something that might sting. How many dreams have you killed by turning them into announcements instead of actions? Because the truth is, your plans don't need applause. Your plans need protection. Here's the problem. You live in a world where talking feels like doing. You say, I'm starting a business, and your brain gets a little dopamine like you already built it. You say, I'm getting in shape. And suddenly you feel like a disciplined person, even though you haven't done a single workout. Your mouth gives your brain a reward without the work. And once your brain gets the reward, it relaxes, thinks we did something. But you didn't. You just talked. That's the trap. The modern world makes it worse because attention is everywhere. People want to be seen. People want validation. People want support. But most support is just noise. And noise is dangerous when you're building something fragile. Also, not everyone clapping is clapping for you. Some people clap to stay close. Some clap to stay informed. Some clap because they're curious. Some clap because they want to measure you. Some clap because they want to see if you fail. And most people won't sabotage you with actions. They'll sabotage you with energy. Doubt? Jokes? Are you sure? Be realistic. That's not for you. People like us don't do that. And the worst part? Sometimes they're not even trying to hurt you. They're just projecting their own fear onto your future. But your future doesn't need their fear. Your future needs your focus. So today we're locking in a simple principle. Keep your plans private. Work in silence. Shock them with results. Not because you hate people. Not because you're paranoid. Because you respect your vision. Because you understand human psychology. Because you want to win. And I'm going to give you a framework, 5 powerful steps to protect your goals. Build momentum quietly and emerge so strong that the results speak for you. First, understand this. Announcing goals can steal your hunger. Your brain loves identity. The moment you tell people, I'm going to do this, you start feeling like the type of person who already does it. You begin to enjoy the identity without earning it. It's like wearing a graduation gown before passing the exams. It feels good, but it's fake. Fake satisfaction is the enemy of real progress. Common mistake. People think sharing plans creates accountability. Sometimes it does, but most of the time it creates comfort, because now you got attention. Now you got praise. Now people said, wow, nice. And your brain takes that as a reward. You get the emotional payoff early, which reduces the pressure to grind. That's why so many people announce new beginnings every month and still stay the same. They're addicted to the announcement, not committed to the process. Here's an analogy. Imagine you're cooking something special. If you keep opening the oven to show everyone you drop the temperature, the food takes longer. Sometimes it ruins. Your dream is the same. It needs consistent heat. Quiet time. No interruptions. Every time you open the oven to show people, you lose heat. You lose focus. You lose momentum. Keep the oven closed. Let it cook. Second, protect your plans from the opinion tax. Every person you tell becomes a new voice in your head, even if they mean well. Because once they know, they'll ask you about it. How's it going? Did you start any results? And if you're still in the early stage, where results are small and confidence is fragile, those questions feel like pressure.
Yes.
Pressure creates stress. Stress creates avoidance. Avoidance creates procrastination. And suddenly you're not working anymore. You're defending. You're defending your plan, defending your pace, defending your confidence. Your energy becomes reaction instead of action. There's also another tax: advice. Everybody has advice. People who never built anything will tell you how to build. People who never stayed consistent will tell you how to stay consistent. People who never took risks will tell you what's safe. And even if you don't follow their advice, it still enters your mind like a virus. It creates doubt, creates second-guessing. It makes you switch strategies every week. You start building with a crowd inside your head, and a crowded mind can't execute cleanly. So the rule is simple. You don't need everyone's opinion. You need a plan, a schedule, and a standard. Your progress doesn't require permission. It requires privacy. Third, separate support from spectators. This is where maturity starts, because yes, you do need support sometimes. You need guidance. You need mentorship. You need one or two people you trust deeply. But that's different from telling everybody. Most people are spectators. Spectators don't carry your consequences. They don't carry your stress. They don't wake up with your anxiety. They don't pay your bills. They won't be there when you fail. So why are you giving them access to your vision? Here's a powerful filter. Only share plans with people who have earned the right to know. People who are proven to be supportive, discreet, wise, and stable. People whose life reflects the values you want. People who will correct you with love, not crush you with sarcasm. People who don't need to tell others what you told them, because some people don't have loyalty problems. They have mouth problems. They share everything. And a dream exposed to loose tongues is a dream in danger. And connect this to identity. When you stop talking to spectators, you become the type of person who moves quietly. You become the type of person who doesn't need applause to stay committed. You become self-driven. And self-driven people win because they don't depend on external energy. They generate their own. Fourth, build silent proof daily. Because silence isn't just keeping quiet. Silence is replacing talk with proof. Proof is what changes your identity. Proof is what makes your confidence unshakable. It's not hype, not motivation. Proof, so you build a system of proof. Small actions that happen daily or weekly, no matter what. If you're starting a business, your proof might be daily outreach. Learning sales, improving the offer, building a portfolio. If you're getting fit, your proof might be training 4 days a week, tracking meals, sleeping on time. If you're learning a skill, your proof might be 1 hour of focused practice daily. The key is, you don't tell people you're improving, you improve. And the improvement becomes loud by itself. Here's the metaphor. Loud people are like fireworks, bright for a moment, then gone. Quiet people are like the sun, consistent, unstoppable, inevitable. Fireworks need attention, the sun doesn't. Be the sun. Now, a misconception, if I don't tell anyone, I'll lose motivation. It's a sign you've been using attention as fuel. But attention is unstable fuel. It runs out fast. Real fuel is routine. Real fuel is purpose. Real fuel is self-respect. And self-respect grows when you do what you said you would do even when nobody knows. Fifth, learn the art of delayed reveal. This is where the shock happens. You don't hide forever. You just hide long enough to build strength. You hide long enough to become undeniable. You hide long enough that when you finally speak, you're not explaining a plan. You're presenting a result. Because there is a difference between I'm going to and I did. I'm going to invites debate. I did ends debate. I'm going to invites opinions. I did invites respect. I'm going to can be laughed at. I did cannot be ignored. This is why silence is powerful. Silence removes friction. It removes distraction. It removes the need to perform. It removes the need to convince. And in that quiet space, your work grows sharp. Your skills grow heavy. Your confidence grows calm. Then one day, you don't need to announce anything. People notice. They ask. They stare. They say, when did this happen? Not with arrogance. With peace, because you know the truth. It happened when you stopped talking and started building. Now let's drop a story in here short. Emotional and real enough to feel familiar. There was a guy named Asen. He wasn't lazy. He wasn't talentless. He was just stuck in a cycle. Every time he got a new idea, he told everyone. He'd tell his friends at Chai. He'd post a story. He'd talk like the results were already coming. I'm about to start something big. People would hype him up. Bro, you're going to be huge. He'd feel good. He'd feel like a winner. Then a week later, nothing. 2 weeks later, nothing. Month later, he'd avoid the same people because he didn't want the questions. And the worst part, he began to believe he was the problem. He began to think he couldn't commit. One day, he decided to change his life. He wanted to learn a high-income skill and start freelancing, and his old pattern tried to take over. His mouth wanted to announce. But he remembered something his uncle once said, if you want to protect a seed, don't show it to every foot. That line stayed in his head, so Asen made a different move. He told nobody, not even his closest friends. He stopped posting, stopped talking about big things coming. He disappeared quietly. People assumed he was doing nothing, Some even joked Hassan's new idea lasted 3 days like usual. He heard the jokes. It hurt, but he didn't react. He kept working. He studied at night, practiced daily. He failed quietly. He fixed mistakes quietly, built a portfolio quietly. He sent cold messages quietly. For weeks, no one clapped, no one praised, no one cared. And in that silence, something changed. His hunger became pure. He wasn't doing it to impress anyone. He was doing it because he was tired of disappointing himself. 3 months later, he got his first client, then a second, then he started earning. Not millions, not overnight success, but proof, real proof. Money from skill. Confidence from competence. And he still didn't announce, kept stacking. 6 months later, he upgraded his room setup, bought a better laptop, proved his life quietly. Then one day at a family gathering, someone made a joke again. So what's the new plan now, Asen? People laughed like they expected nothing. Asen smiled and said calmly, "No new plan, just working." Someone asked, "Working where?" He pulled out his phone not to show motivational quotes, but to show invoices, projects, payments, real results. The room went quiet. The laughter died. Not because he attacked anyone, it's because reality arrived. That was the moment. Not revenge, not flex. Just proof. And the twist was shocking for everyone except Osan. The same people who used to doubt him now respected him. Not because he convinced them with words, because he shocked them with results. And later that night, one of his friends pulled him aside and said, "Bro, why didn't you tell us? We would have supported you." Asan replied, "I didn't need support. I needed silence. I needed to build without pressure. I needed to become real. That's the lesson. Sometimes the fastest way to become successful is to stop performing success and start producing it. Now let's anchor the transformation for you. When you keep your plans private, you become a different type of person. You become the type who doesn't need external validation to stay consistent. You become the type who can work without being seen. You become the type who can take hits quietly, fail quietly, improve quietly, and keep moving. You become dangerous in a good way. Dangerous to distractions, dangerous to doubters, dangerous to your old self. And your future changes because your energy changes. Instead of spending your energy on explaining, you spend it on executing. Instead of spending your energy on defending your plan, you spend it on building skill. Instead of spending your energy on impressing people, you spend it on improving yourself. That's why silence wins. Silence is not emptiness. Silence is focus. Picture yourself 6 months from now. You didn't post about it. You didn't talk about it. Didn't beg for attention. You just worked. You built your body, built your skill, built your business, built your discipline, built your savings, built your routine. And now people start noticing changes they can't explain. They say, "You've changed." They say, "How did you do that?" They say, "When did you start?" You realize something? Your peace is the greatest flex. Your progress is the loudest announcement. Let's talk about the philosophy behind it. A sword is forged in fire and silence. It's not in a crowd. A seed grows underground, not on a stage. A baby grows in the womb, not in public. The most powerful transformations happen in hidden places. That's nature. That's life. Your dreams are living things. If you expose them too early, they get damaged by noise, by doubt, by jealousy, by pressure. But if you protect them, they grow strong enough to survive the world. So here's the closing thought. I want you to keep in your mind like a rule. Don't tell people your next move. Show them. Let your results introduce you. Let your discipline speak for you. Let your consistency do the talking. Because in the end, people don't remember what you said you would do. They remember what you did. And here's one last question that will change how you move. What if the reason your goals keep dying is not because you lack talent, because you keep letting the wrong people touch your seed before it becomes a tree? This is Inspire Path. If you're ready to move in silence, comment silent. If you're building something right now and you've been talking too much, let this be your sign to lock in and protect it. Like this video so it reaches someone who keeps announcing plans and quitting under pressure. Share it with a friend who needs to learn the power of privacy. And subscribe because here we don't just talk about success, we build it quietly. and let the results make noise.